You have obviously seen this firsthand because I've seen so many different documentaries and specials and news stories about how brutal the environment is in Afghanistan for women. It's oppressive. Oppressive is not even a strong enough word. You were over there, Beth. To see it firsthand as a Westerner, how bad is it? What is it like for us to understand how difficult her job is?
It is. It's so enormously difficult. It's absolutely breathtaking, honestly, how difficult it is. The challenges that these girls face to go to school every day, I mean, it takes so much courage to wake up and walk out that door and go to school. We think a lot about the security threats in Afghanistan, and it is a very dangerous place, and there are a lot of forces against girls and women and against girls' education in the country. And so that is a very real threat. But the even bigger threats to girls' education are the extreme poverty that more than anything keeps girls out of school, and also forced engagements and early marriages. And there are so many examples at the school where these girls, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old are forced to get engaged, forced to get married, and then forced out of school. And so, we saw that happening, many times. We saw girls trying to stand up for their rights, being beaten up and abused, trying to keep themselves out of forced marriages, and sometimes succeeding, sometimes not. So when you see those victories happen, it's so meaningful and it's so powerful because these girls, because they have an education and they have school, there's something to really fight for. This is something that 10 years ago, it was their lot in life was completely determined for them. They were born into really a life of total and complete servitude. And now they're beginning to imagine different futures for themselves. And because of that, we're seeing that their families now are also imagining different futures for themselves and that's really, really, really exciting, and it's really a dramatic change in the community. And I think it's an incredibly, powerfully tangible, hopeful thing that's happening in this community. But the challenges are just they're so oppressive. The families are living on less than $7 a week in many cases, and nothing in the world could make me truly understand child marriage. But I will tell you, I have a much greater appreciation for the incredibly hard choices that families are making when they are living in such extreme poverty. When they marry off a daughter, it means income for the family because they're getting a dowry from the boy's family. And this sustains families a year, 2 years, 3 years. And so, when you're dealing with that kind of crippling economic situation, that is often the driver for these really difficult decisions that families are making to get their daughters engaged. And I think what's really incredible about what Razia is doing by educating the girls, and now it's a K-12 school now, and in March, a college is opening up next door.
Unbelievable.